to John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Today I have a very special treat for you. What we have here today is the all-new Kuvings Silent Juicer model NS750. Now the Kuvings Silent Juicer is now available in the USA, and this is the first time I will be demonstrating this machine. If you have seen my other videos, you may notice that this is the very machine that I built with my own two hands at the factory in Korea. So be sure to check my other videos if you haven't seen that video already. That was definitely a good one and fun one. So first we're going to show you the parts that come with the Kuvings juicer. We're also going to disassemble and then reassemble the juicer to show you how easy it is to use. So the first part I'm going to show you is the juice catch cup. This is the juice catch cup. It's marked up to 4 cups on the juice catch cup. The next part that it comes with is the pulp catch container. Now you can see here the pulp catch container is a different shape than the juice catch container, and also it's actually fairly large, so I do like that a lot. The next part we're going to show you is the main juicer housing with the top. So first off, we're going to pull out the tamper. The tamper has a slimline handle, so it fits in evenly, and this makes the juicer short, so about 16 inches, under 16 inches tall, and it'll fit underneath your kitchen cabinets on top of your counter. So once again, the tamper. Next part is we could pull off this funnel piece. Comes off real easy. The next part is this main feed chute housing. Slides right off, and here it is, comes off real easy. The next part is the heart of the juicer. The part that comes out here is the whole juicing assembly. First comes out the GE Ultim auger. This is 8 times harder than augers on other juicers that do not contain the Ultim material. Gonna go ahead and put that aside. The next is the juicing screen. So once again, this is an Ultim juicing screen, 8 times harder screen than other juicers that do not have the Ultim screen. Put that aside. Then we have the wiping blade assembly. So this wiping blade assembly has silicone wiping blades, and yes, it is red. So if you're into artistic colors, you're gonna like this, and if not, you might think it looks tacky. We're gonna go ahead and put that aside. The next piece it has here is this clear bowl. We're going to go ahead and slide that off and show that to you guys. Real simple, real easy. On the bottom of the bowl, there is this little silicone plug here. You could pull this silicone plug out for easy cleaning, but when you are juicing, this plug must be inserted all the way into the outlet ejection port. If you do not insert this, what will happen is juice and pulp will basically come out onto the top of your motor housing, which is not a good thing. The reason for this plug and what this plug's function is to do is, the purpose of this plug is to keep the produce and keep the pulp in the machine to get the maximum extraction, and when it is dry, then and only then let it out of the machine to get caught up in the pulp collection bin. So now we're going to go ahead and reassemble the machine. It is really simple to reassemble the machine. First, you're going to look for the dot on top of the juicing bowl. Then you're going to look for the dots on top of the motor housing. So you can see here there's basically a dot with a circle around it, and then just the plain circle. We're going to take the juicing body and line up the dot on top of that with this open circle. It basically goes in, and then we're going to turn it to line up with the closed circle. Then this is locked into place. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the wiping blade, and we're going to hold that firmly, and we're going to take the juicing screen, and this just gets pushed in until these wiping blades line up with the screen. Real simple, real easy once again. Then you take this red dot once again on the juicing screen, and you're going to line up that red dot on the juicing screen with the red dot on the bowl. And that should kind of like go into place there. Real simple, real easy. Then you take the auger. The auger has no red dot. It's feeling left out. But just push that into place. It'll lock into place. No problem. Very simple, very easy. The last step you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take this red dot on this top housing with the feed chute. Line that up with the red dots once again. And then once you do that, you're going to check this arrow over on this side. And on this arrow, what you're going to do is you're going to line up this arrow here with the arrow that says close on the back of the motor body. So you can see here I'm rotating this so the top arrow aligns up with the close. then your juicer is almost fully assembled. So next you're going to go ahead and take the funnel, put that on, and finally your pusher, put it in line. And now your juicer is fully assembled except for your juicing containers. Don't ever forget to put your juice catch container or your pulp catch container underneath your juicer, because you're going to start to juice on your counter and that's no fun. So we're going to put the juice catch container underneath the juicing spout, and you could know it's a juicing spout because the juicing spout is round. And then we're going to go ahead and put the pulp catch container underneath the pulp catch spout, and you can see the pulp catch spout, it's kind of oval. It also has a little lip on it. So you're going to put that underneath the lip. It's just kind of lock in place there so it doesn't move out of the way as you're juicing. Alright, so that's the fully assembled Kuvings silent juicer. It is really easy to assemble. Remember, just line up the dots. I mean, even any preschooler could do that. But now, for a second, I want to talk about some of the features and specifications of the Kuvings silent juicer. Now, once again, this is a slow juicer or low-speed juicer. This is particularly rated by the manufacturer at 78 RPMs, or 78 revolutions per minute. So what that means is that it runs very slow. So in general, it means it's quieter than other juicers, although it is not silent. It does make some noise. Also, what that means is that the slow juicers, the slow running juicers that run in the neighborhood of 100 RPMs, a little bit over or a little bit under, basically preserve more nutrition or keep more nutrition intact in the food because it prevents oxidation from occurring. Oxidation happens when air touches the busted open molecules of juice that is coming out when you're rupturing the fibrous cell walls of the different produce. So I always prefer a juice made with a slow juicer versus a juice made with a fast juicer because it basically has more nutritional quality and content. Another thing about this machine is that it does have a full 10-year warranty. 10-year warranty on the motor, 10-year warranty on all the parts. So I definitely think that buying a juicer with a long warranty is a good investment because, you know, you won't have to throw this juicer away in a year and a half or 92 days after your warranty expires if you buy a juicer with a short 1 year or even 90-day warranty, as some juicers on the market have. In addition, Kuvings makes cleaning easy with this juicer because basically one of the easiest ways to clean this machine is to take a pitcher of water after you're done juicing, pour the pitcher of water through the juicer, and the water will basically come out where the juice should come out, and it'll dislodge a lot of the pulp once you're done juicing. So that'll leave a lot less pulp inside the machine that you need to clean off. Now, that being said, these are not auto cleaning juicers. You still will need to get out the cleaning brush that is included with this juicer and scrub off the screen and clean this juicer after every use. One of the questions that often comes up is, hey John, can I juice in the morning, leave it sitting, for a couple hours and then juice in the afternoon? Well, you know what, you could do that, but what happens as the juice pulp gets dried up in there, it gets kind of hard and it might clog up your juicer. So the next time you juice, it's not going to work as effectively. Plus, all that pulp and juice residue that's sitting in your juicer is now oxidizing for a few hours, and that's going to get mixed into your fresh juice that you're going to make. So I never recommend that you leave your juicer sitting without cleaning it up immediately. And that's for a couple reasons. Number one is for the reasons I just mentioned. And number two is the longer you let your juicer sit after you juice, the more caked on the carotenoids or the coloring and the pigments of the vegetables and fruits will stain your juicer. Plus also the pulp dries, it gets harder, and it'll basically make it harder to clean in the long run. So the biggest tip I could give you on cleaning is clean right after you're done juicing. In any case, without further ado, we're going to juice this watermelon. So watermelons, you can juice the rind and everything, and actually the rind is one of the best things to juice in the watermelon because it has the green. Well, maybe some watermelons have yellow because there are yellow watermelons on the rind. But in any case, this watermelon has green on the rind, and when there is green in the produce, it means there is chlorophyll in the produce. And chlorophyll is definitely a good nutrient that I believe we should be ingesting for optimal health. In any case, let's go ahead and cut this open. Whoa, what's up, man? They sold me a defective watermelon. It's yellow inside. It's not red. Well, hey, did you know they also make yellow watermelons? They also make white watermelons and orange watermelons. So this is, yes, it is a yellow watermelon, and as you may know, red watermelons or pink watermelons contain lycopene, which is basically a real powerful antioxidant and supposed to be really good for us. But yellow watermelons also have antioxidants that may be undiscovered or unknown yet. So I encourage you to eat the variety and eat the rainbow of foods, whether you're eating red watermelons, yellow watermelons, orange watermelons, or even white watermelons. You always want to be rotating your diet so that you get a varied diet rich in different colors. So you can see here we're just cutting up the watermelon and we're leaving the rind on. Now, this is an organic watermelon. If you do not have an organic watermelon, I personally would not juice the rind. That being said, the juicer doesn't care if it's organic or not. It's going to tear up that rind and juice it right up. So let's go ahead and turn this machine on and see how it works. So we got the juicer on. Let's go ahead. We pretty much shouldn't need the pusher. We can take that and put it down. Here's the first piece of watermelon going into the Kuvings silent juicer that's actually making some noise that I built with my own two hands. There it is. Let's see how it feeds in. Hey, it's not feeding in. On the Omega Verde, it gets fed in. Anyways, let's go ahead and use the pusher. Alright, it's finally taking it in. Have to do some pushing there. Alright, let's go ahead and drop a second piece in. Alright, that's kind of getting fed in there pretty good. And there we go. We got yellow watermelon juice coming out of the juicer. And you can see here the pulp coming out of the machine. Now the pulp does look a little bit wet to me, but I don't have any reference point to compare to because we are only juicing in the Kuvings silent juicer today. When we do juice in a juice off, which we will do soon, we'll be able to compare the results side by side to two different juicers. So you can see there I'm going to drop a piece of watermelon in, and you can see the gear go around and literally chunk off pieces of the watermelon and juice it right up. Alright, there we go. Looks like the Kuvings silent juicer is also self-feeding finally. Looks like the watermelon juice is coming out. Now if you notice and look at the juice is not all yellow, and that's because we are juicing the rind, so we're getting the rich chlorophyll from the rind in our juice. Now this does a couple things. This actually will mellow out the juice, so the juice will not be as sweet as if you only juice the yellow part. So if you want a sweet watermelon juice, you want to cut out only the yellow part or only the red part if you have a red watermelon. If you do juice the rind, it makes it taste more like vegetable juice. But in that case, you know, in today's case, I do like that because it mellows out all the sugar. So that's definitely a good thing to do. So once again, we are juicing yellow watermelons, and while I do advocate juicing your vegetables, I don't necessarily advocate juicing your fruits. Well, why? Well, number one is most juices are not too effective at juicing fruits. You can see the pulp here. It is still a bit wet. So basically you're wasting extra produce in the juice, and I would rather eat the watermelon than actually juice it. The other thing is that, most fruits are high in sugar, and when you remove the fiber from the fruit, then you basically get a sugar water. Well, at least we're juicing the rind, which counteracts that a little bit, but you get a sugar water. Now, definitely the sugar water made with watermelon juice or any fruit you're going to juice is way better than a Coca-Cola, way better than a coffee, and other processed beverages that you would buy in the store. But it's not as good as juicing fresh vegetable juice. So remember that. I always like to educate people with good, better, best. So maybe fruit juice in a bottle is, better than a soda, but then fresh made fruit juice with your own juicer is better, but then even best it'd be like vegetable juice in my opinion. So depending on where you're at, fruit juice might be fine. I'm not saying it's bad for you. I'm just saying there may be better options, but if it's the level where you're at now, it's probably a good thing. In any case, we've juiced already half of that watermelon, and you can see here we have almost a whole glass or whole pitcher of juice made with the Kuvings silent juicer. Let's go ahead and put a couple more pieces in here. See if we can fill that pitcher up, and then I could try the juice and see how it tastes. So this is really interesting when I see this happening. I mean, I'm putting that in there and it's just literally kicking it up and down. And I'm fairly confident the vert with its more aggressive auger would literally accept that in without me having to put some force on it to push it in there. Alright, so finally that got put in there. Let's go ahead and put that last piece in. Alright, took it right up, juicing it right up. Let's go ahead and do a close-up shot and see how this juicer's working. You can see the automatic wiping blade going around the machine, basically clearing out the screen of the pulp and making sure all that juice flows out this spout here, and all the pulp is coming out over on this side. Looks like it's done juicing. Let's go ahead and turn the machine off. Wow, got a little bit quieter here to prove that the Kuvings silent juicer isn't so silent after all. But let's go ahead and take this funnel piece off and slowly take this juicer apart to show you what it looks like after you're done juicing and what you will need to clean. So next we're going to go ahead and slide this piece over to the open side. Once again, there's an arrow here. You're going to slide it open and then it just basically comes open, so you can see the top. There's a little bit of residue that you will have to clean afterwards. You're going to turn this up and then that lifts off. Then you can lift this up fairly easily. We'll push the auger out there. So you can see here in this auger there is some leftover pulp in there, and likewise on the screen. Now this is completely normal for this to happen. And then in the main bowl there also is some pulp in the pulp passageway and in the bottom of the machine. So it looks like it did a pretty good job to me. So here is my fresh watermelon juice made with the Kuvings silent juicer. It says it's not supposed to have separation, and it doesn't look too separated, although I do see a little bit more yellow at the bottom and a darker green at the top. Let's go ahead and drink that up. Tastes just like watermelon should taste. So I do encourage you to juice your watermelon seeds. The juicer can't handle it, and actually it'll add a nice fatty component of the juice. For those of you that have already tasted watermelon juice with the seeds, you know what I'm talking about, but I prefer watermelon juice with the rind and the seeds much more than just juicing the rind alone. It adds that full body. So in any case, it looks like the Kuvings slow juicer did great on juicing this yellow watermelon. Once again, this is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.